It's been a long time, but we are back with another edition of the player comparison video where we pick two players and decide which one was actually better. Today, it's a Liverpool versus Manchester United classic, something Victor will be looking forward to as we debate on Xabi Alonso versus Michael Carrick. And without wasting much time, we're starting with you, Victor. Who was the better midfielder in your opinion and why?
I feel like this is such a loaded question. I'm naturally inclined to say Alonso because of the Liverpool factor, and you would probably expect that of me. But it's not just the Liverpool factor. I feel like Carrick often seemed overshadowed by the brilliance around him in that United side, and Alonso stood out because okay, you had a midfield unit with Mascherano and Gerrard that was fantastic. But because the rest of the team was not all that, it was easier to stand out as a world-class player when playing for Liverpool than for United in those times. So overall, I'm going with Alonso, but it's a much closer call than you might think.
Yeah, pretty interesting take. I think I can agree with that too. And moving forward, Max, who was more impactful for their club?
I mean, here's not even comparison actually. Yeah, actually I agree that Alonso is a bit a better player, but when you look at the achievements for both of them, Alonso has 2 trophies with Liverpool, while Carrick has 18 with United, and he was obviously a great player for United as well, and he was key in such an important moment, so I'll obviously go with Carrick.
Fair point. For me, this next question, at least for me, it is the easiest one to answer between both players. But yeah, Victor, this one is for you. Who was more of a joy to watch on and off the ball?
I don't know anyone who would say Carrick to this. Xabi Alonso, his passing range was just out of this world. And he will forever be in football folklore thanks to that bet slip with the 2 consecutive goals from Liverpool's own half. That was something you don't see every day or ever, really. Carrick was much more workmanlike, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just feel like Alonso was quite understated and muted as a player as well, but Carrick made not standing out into an art form.
Yeah, fair enough. And over to you, Max. Who would you rather have in your team?
It's quite hard because currently looking at United squad, I would definitely love a player like Carrick in my team, but overall, I'd probably
You would take anyone, mate.
Yeah, true. But obviously, I'll probably go with Alonso just because he's a better player overall, at least in my opinion. His long range passes, as you mentioned. He was also a hard worker for the all teams that he played, and it's a good sign that he was also a leader in most of them. So, yeah, I'll probably go with Alonso here.
Victor, your answer to the same question.
I think to me it's even more clear cut. It's Alonso hands down. It's based on quality more than anything else. I usually pick the more versatile option here, and I do see Carrick as the more versatile of the two. But I just think must be an absolute dream to coach someone with Alonso's qualities and his personality.
Yeah, fair point. And on the final note, Max, which player's quality is most suited for modern day football?
I mean, technically both, but probably Alonso a bit more because we see players like Rodri and Modric back in the day that they used to often go up front and do long range assists and also work rate and defense. So I'd probably say that Alonso is a bit more suited for current football, but I'd probably say that both are suited still.
Victor, your answer to that question too?
I do agree that there's a spot for both actually, but I'm leaning towards Michael Carrick. The reason for this is both of them were quite that metronome in the middle of the park for their sides. And I feel like that's always needed in football. But because most clubs nowadays tend to go for more flair when it comes to the box to box role, I think Carrick would suit more teams as the anchor, as the six, because if you look at their playing profile, Carrick was the more defensive of the two. Alonso was the more like box to box going. And I just feel like Alonso, as brilliant as he was in that pure central midfielder role, he would be lacking some of the qualities that most managers at least, are looking for today. Whereas with Carrick, it's much more of a plug and play at DM.
Yeah, I think that makes more sense when you think about it. I would say the same for character as well. I mean, both of them will fit in anywhere, but just like Victor well put it, it's more plug and play with Carrick. So yeah, that makes sense. And anyways, there you have it. That is our debate between Xabi Alonso and Michael Carrick. It was pretty much more straightforward than I expected. But on that note, we'll ask our viewers to join us in the conversation below as well. Who was the better midfielder in your opinion? Who was more impactful for their club? Which player would you rather have? And which player's quality is most suited for modern day football?